Tamara and Tamika had vowed never to marry a boy from a poor background. It was their pact during their final year at college. Now, 4 years later, the giggles had dried up. The jobs they thought they would find after graduation had ghosted them like bad Tinder matches. The eligible bachelors they assumed were waiting at every gym, party, or wedding were, it seemed, in hiding, or worse, poor. At 26, they were stunningly beautiful, had a good education and the wardrobe to make a duchess weep. But no rings, no employment, no serious prospects. Their job search had turned into a series of LinkedIn heartbreaks. They had attended parties, business breakfast meetings, weddings, and gyms, but could not find someone to marry. One day, one of the hairdressers, Jane, told them about a fascinating quote from Albert Einstein. "Stupidity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results." The two girls cheered, clapping their hands for Jane. The hairdresser explained to them that they are stupid to think they will get married using the same methods that have failed year after year. "It's time to try something new," she said. The two girls nodded. Then Tamika clapped, "Aish, that's deep!" It made a lot of sense. Then Jane asked, "Have you tried attending high-end funerals? You want rich, really rich? Go to where the mourning is." Tamara frowned. "Huh?" "Funerals," the hairdresser whispered like she was delivering the secret to immortality. "Eh," the girls chorused. "Yes, high-end funerals, memorials, wealthy people grieve too. They fly in from abroad, they gather, they cry, they wear designer black. You blend in, you console, you connect." Tamika blinked. "But how do we get in?" "Read obituaries, scan the newspapers, crash memorials with confidence. Show up dressed in Chanel, even if it's from downtown." The hairdresser winked. "Ladies, it's time to stop waiting for love at the punch bowl. Mourn your way to marriage." Tamara and Tamika left the saloon rejuvenated and excited. This was a brilliant idea. They couldn't wait to start on their new strategy of attending funerals, memorials, and marrying a rich husband. They attended their first high-end funeral like seasoned mourners, weeping softly, offering gentle hugs, and reciting vague lines like, "We were so close at uni, I just can't believe he's gone." It worked. Over the months, they perfected their craft. They learned how to sit in the second row without being questioned, how to listen for family members' names, how to nod knowingly when someone mentioned Cape Town boarding school. And the gifts started to roll in. One bereaved mother handed them diamond earrings. Another gave them a small trust account from my son's savings. He would have wanted you to have it. When Andrew, a young investment banker, died tragically in a crash, both girls received a farewell gift from his wealthy UK-based parents. A black SUV and a matte black Defender. They were going back to the UK and did not want anything that reminded them of their son's passing. Life was good, the girls were enjoying life, and the future looked bright. Only 1 year into funerals, the girls at this stage were almost rich even without a husband. Then the girls decided to stop. But Tamika wanted to go for one last funeral. The funeral was for a white young man, the same age called Sam. He was from a VIP family. At the graveside, his brother noticed an African girl, dressed elegantly in a black dress and hat, crying profusely. She was the only African guest at the funeral. Tamika had identified at least 6 eligible bachelors at this funeral, and she was not going to go home without trying hard enough. After the burial, she got into her black Defender and joined the funeral procession back to Sam's house. They were going to have tea and coffee and depart. On the way, Tamika was sobbing, and by the time she got to the house, her eyes were red and dress was wet with tears. As she entered the house, she let out a loud African cry. Africans normally let out a fake cry or pretend to faint as they arrived at a funeral. However, this cry was genuine. She had done this so many times that it came out naturally. Tamika seemed like a genuinely broken soul. Sam's mother and grandmother immediately went to console this strange guest. No one in the whole house had an idea of who she was. Tamika, in between sobs, asked details of what happened to Sam, and the mother explained everything in detail. I was engaged to Sam, Tamika said. There was silence in the room as everyone absorbed this new information. Sam had a fiancé that no one knew about. The revelation shattered their perception of Sam, who had kept his engagement a secret from his affluent royal family. How could Sam privately get engaged to a black girl? Tamika was not only black, but she also didn't come from a wealthy family. Tamika showed them her ring, and indeed it was so expensive a gift befitting a princess. She told them how Sam and she were going to get married that month. Sam's mother, who was at first skeptical, wanted to know more about Sam's last moments. Tamika seemed to have been the one who had spent so much time with him in Africa. Sam was from a very rich royal family. As a son of a rich royal family, Sam's stringent standards for a life partner were well known, and Tamika fell far short of those expectations. In a royal family, the standards of wife material were very high. Tamika's background and looks were nowhere near expectations. Tamika was introduced to Sam's older brother James. Tamika could not believe how a person could be this handsome and attractive. Yo, this family is full of handsome men, she thought to herself, as she felt butterflies in her stomach. Get a grip, Tamika told herself. She was supposed to be mourning, not experiencing butterflies. I am almost there, she comforted herself.